And we are live, and I got a little Pink Floyd going in the back. And just for disclaimer, I do not own the copyright to this, so don't sue me. It's Pink Floyd, not me. So there you go. But we're talking about side hustles today, right?
That's right.
You're like, this
One
guy's
of my
not
favorite
sure.
subjects. I can't hear you. I only hear the music. Okay.
All right. So your favorite subject, what? Pink Floyd or money? Or side hustles?
No, side hustles.
All right.
Being your
Good
own
deal.
boss, making money in creative ways. I love it.
I know, right? And I hear this all the time, and it just frustrates. I don't have enough money to live my dream. I don't have enough money to do this, or I can't afford this. Stop that limited stinking thinking of limited mindset. It's not about I can't afford this. It's how can I afford this?
Absolutely. Change
How
words.
can I afford this?
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to be talking about side hustles and all the bajillion ways, especially in this country, that you can make money, extra money, side money, new money, or whatever the case may be. So we're going to be talking about side hustles and what you can do to change your financial life in a very short period of time. So reach out to your friends and family. Say, hey, you've been talking about doing XYZ and make some extra money. Get on this YouTube right now. And we'll get started here in just a second. That's right, everybody. It's another Tuesday, and it is Money Moves with John C. and Wendy Lee. Wendy,
What's up?
What's up, everybody? How are you doing? Amazing. Are you doing
Feeling
amazing?
And I like the sun shining, and yeah, I'm like looking forward to summer, warmer weather.
I know, right? Baseball's kicking in. I tell you what, it's been cold where we're at, so I'm ready for that warm weather. I'm ready for shorts, flip-flops, and being outside with friends and families, doing the barbecue thing. We have so many more hours of daylight. I hate it in the winter when it gets dark at 11 a.m. At least it seems like it. But today, I'm excited about this. We're talking about money and side hustles. And, one of the limiting beliefs that we have is this is what I have and this is all I have. Right.
Right.
And we look at, especially in middle America, we look at, can I afford something? What's the monthly payment? If you find yourself thinking of life in terms of monthly payments, you're looking at it wrong. And I was there forever. I don't know. Have you ever done that? I mean,
yeah, absolutely.
And, don't get me wrong. I mean, you want to have a spending plan and things like that, but it's really about how can I add more money? And you can always add more money to any given situation. You can't add more time. You've only got 24 hours in a day, 7 days in a week. And we don't know how many years you have on your life's journey, right? Nobody does. But you want to make sure you're taking advantage of every little bit of that. And, so many people go through life, well, I can't do this or I can't do that. And we're okay kind of doing it with, doing that to yourself, maybe. At least I was, it's no big deal. I don't need a lot. But when it comes to holding your kids back or not being able to do something for your kids, I'm not a proponent, just give your kids whatever, but being able to have those life experiences with your kids. And, I'm all about experiences over things. I think I say that every day, but it's one of those things that don't let the money be the issue. Not saving up for your retirement. Obviously, we deal and talk about retirement all the time. I don't have enough money to put away. That's so wrong. That is so wrong. It's such a lie you're telling yourself. So how do you solve for that? Side hustle, right?
Yeah. Increase the income.
New money. You're the side hustle guru, right? So let's talk a little bit about this.
I am.
So let's talk about this.
So I started just real quick background. I started out my journey in network marketing as a side hustle, became my main hustle. And then I learned so much about building online that I'm like, shoot, there's all kinds of things that you can do. I love teaching, I do one-on-one coaching. And what I teach people is how to monetize their genius in digital products. So take the intellectual property up here and put it out in a way that you can charge for it. Because
give some examples on that, because they may not. What do you mean by that?
Okay. So let's say, you're really good at creating Excel templates, Maybe you're an Excel guru. I don't know any of those. Just kidding.
I'm an Excel nerd.
I know. I'm a total, like, I actually put that on my resume once. Excel geek is what I said. And it helped me get the job. Anyway, I love Excel. So, and Excel is hard for a lot of people, right? But they want to use, like, have the benefits of Excel or Google Sheets now, whatever. But that's something, like, if you're really good at creating budgeting worksheets or whatever, you can create that. I created one for my old business that was just an income calculator for our company because our comp plan was confusing, but I knew the formula, right? So I created an Excel document that I then sold to, like, all the people in the company that wanted to calculate their paycheck. And you can sell it, you create something one time and then you can sell it over and over. Or let's say, like, my sister, she had a candle company. She was making candles, right? That's time for money. It's still a side hustle. It still works. She made something she loved and she sold it on Etsy. And one time, like, Better Homes and Gardens picked it up, and all of a sudden, cha-ching, 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 right? And she got all these orders in. But another thing I love, that's active, right? I like the passive piece. I like where you make something once and you sell it over and over. So one thing I told my sister, take how you built your Etsy shop or how you make candles, and you create a course on how to start your own candle business on Etsy. And you sell that course, right? Yeah. So anything that you're good at, a lot of people, they think what they're good at is so simple because you're good at it. But most people aren't, right? Not everybody is good at what you're good at. What comes natural to you doesn't come natural to everybody. For me, like, I realized people kept asking me questions about social media and how to prospect on social media, how to recruit. So those are things I turned into digital products or coaching products that, I made 6 figures my very first business of my first year in coaching just by monetizing what was up here. And then one final example I'll give is I have a coaching client right now. I've helped her monetize her genius. She's a recruiter in the corporate world. What do recruiters do? They help you with your resume. They help you with interview skills. Well, now she runs workshops once a month that is, a couple hours on a Saturday to help people do all those things, improve their resume, questions, how to answer questions in an interview, how to negotiate your salary. And she maxes out those boot camps, like those workshops. People love them, right? And then those can turn into one-on-one clients. So there's so many things to do. And you were talking about a guy on our last episode that scoops poop. So
yeah, well, that's my point. I mean, it's one of those things that so many people limit themselves to. I don't have the time. I don't have the money to invest. And I'm thinking, when I was a kid, I went out and mowed yards like a lot of people. Young boys and girls started off when they were 10, 11, 12, 13. Borrowed dad's mower and said, hey, I'm going to go. And it was the push mower back in the day out in California. So the yards were small. But okay, even if you don't have enough for a trailer or equipment or stuff like that, you got enough for a bag and a shovel. And this guy literally started his business, and now he's got some cool T-shirts, Mr. Poop Scooper. And, everybody was kind of like, oh my gosh, really? And he's like, yep, that's what I do. I pick up dog poop. Guy's making $100 an hour. And I'm going to tell you right now, I know there are people watching this video right now that wish they made $100 an hour.
Right.
And we go into this limiting belief of, okay, well, I got to go out and get a job, a job. And that's all I can do. They work me 40 hours a week, and that's what I'm supposed to do. No, if you want it, you got to go get it, right?
Yep.
So if you're not making the money you want to make in the United States, especially, I can't speak for other countries, but in the United States, especially, if you're not making the money you want to make, there's 2 reasons why. Number one, a lack of belief in yourself. Okay, that you don't think you're worth that. So you get your kind of mind frame like the Matrix, right? You could put yourself in this little box, and everybody else my age seems to be doing this. That's what I'm going to do too. Or number 2, you're just freaking lazy. You're not willing to get off your ass, excuse my language, and go do something about it and do that hustle. And that's one of the things that, the business that I have right now, when I started this, I was working at a hedge fund, a job, killing myself, 70 hours, 78, 80 hours a week. I was grateful for it. Don't get me wrong. I met some great people, loved working with that. I love what I was doing. But even though I was making good 6 figures, like double 6 figures, the money that I was making them was like in the 7 figures. And I was doing, 90% of the heavy lifting myself and the few people I had working on our team. And I got to a point where I'm like, I'm building somebody else's dream. I got to do something, but I couldn't just leave that, right? Because I had a family to support and things like that at the time. but it became unless I take action, it's never going to happen. So I started building a business in my spare time, Friday evenings, on Saturday. I always take Sunday off, right? But so a couple days a week, I would kind of dedicate some time to it. And what happens over time, if you keep planting the seed, being consistent about it, it blossomed, and I was able to quit my job and actually, work in my own business. Now I'm making way more than I did when I was with the hedge fund. And I've got the time freedom,
to do your own schedule. Yeah.
Schedule. And I love what I do. You were talking about your sister too, doing something that she loves. It does not seem like work when you're doing something that you love.
Yeah.
But you don't have to turn it into a whole career, but yeah.
Yeah, I started my side hustle in network marketing, and I had a job that I was traveling Monday through Thursday every week, every other weekend. I'm like, I sit on a plane for hours and I do nothing. And I sit in a hotel at night and do nothing. So why not work a little side business? Yeah. And I'm thankful I did, because I started in October, March of that upcoming year, I lost my job. I was laid off, and I had built up. Now, granted, I think my paycheck at the time was like $1,200 a month in my side business, but I was like, hey, if I made $1,200 a month in this quick a time, like, now let me up the level of work. And so I did. And by my second year, I surpassed my full-time income. By my third year, I was a six-figure earner. Yeah. And now I, have that similar income, no income, whatever, I'm not trying to make income statements, but I make way more than I did in my corporate job, literally my network marketing business, working a few hours a week. Like, it's crazy. And I've been able, because of that, to start other things, right? Like the work I'm doing with you. And now my goal is to make that a six-figure income in the next 12 months. And I know that it's possible, and it's possible for anyone watching. Okay. Yeah. No, like, people are like, how did you do it, Wendy? How did you do it? Because I freaking had to. I didn't have a choice, right? Like, I lost my job, and it was go work for the man again that could lay you off again, because that was my second layoff. And I know you experienced that, right? 3 times.
3 times.
Yeah. Or I can make my own stuff happen.
Yeah. And never worry about money again.
Right. I'd rather be the one in control. And, I have situations, like, I have a lot of unexpected expenses right now. And so what did I do? I was like, I need to come up with something. So I launched a course, a 6-week course. And I was like, all right, if I get 25 people in the course at this price, then all those extra expenses that I had, I got handled. Right. Yep. And so, so figure out, what you love to do, what comes natural to you. One more thing I'll say, I was talking to my son's wrestling coach, and he's like 24 years old, and he's a teacher, and y'all know what teachers make, right? So he's a teacher and a coach. He's like, I said, he's like, oh, I wish I could figure out a way to make money online, but I'm a teacher. And I'm like, what do you love to do more than anything? He's like, coach wrestling. I'm like, how many wrestling coaches are out there giving, technique classes virtually? Can I go find those right now? I was like, go do some research, go see who's offering those kind of things, and be the one that gets out there and is coaching kids all over the world on how to improve their wrestling technique virtually. Right.
Well, and that's really the key, right? It's one of those things. It's all about finding something you like to do, and in figuring out a way to get paid for it, right? Like you were talking about the virtual course, or even just going out and making some extra money, right? Or if it's not something you necessarily love, like the Poop Scooper, right? He wanted a business, and it's one of those things that he just went out and did it. Find something that people need, figure out a way to do it, and figure out a way to, how much to charge for it. And then you can create whatever you want. Right. So don't limit yourself on the possibility. Don't limit yourself and put yourself in this little box where I can't go do it. And then you can turn around and take that money, pay off bills, right? Stack money for your college kids, for your kids' college, right? Stack money for your own retirement. Go get a new car. You're tired of driving around. Not a new car. I'm a financial person, so buy it 1 or 2 years old. But it's one of those things that the possibilities are literally limitless.
Love it.
So
anything else?
But I think that's kind of it, right? I just wanted to make sure that everybody was kind of aware of that, and just again, don't come into it with that limited mindset of I can't afford it. Ask yourself the question of what do I need to do to afford it? And start living that life you were meant to live, right? And not have any boundaries. Just, keep moving forward and making it happen. So that's
Absolutely.
it. That's
Love
what I
it.
got. All right,
All
everybody.
right.
Hey, go out, get yours. Do me a favor. Click that little subscribe button down below. Share this with your friends. Let them know and give us some feedback. We want to hear from you, the viewers, on if you're getting stuff out of this, or if you have a topic that you want to hear about, let us know. We'd be more than happy to talk about it. So if you need any help personally on an individual basis, reach out to Wendy Lee at Wendy Lee Online, or myself at Black Swan Money. Follow us on Instagram. We're all over social media too. And show it a little love and pay it forward. Have a great day, everybody.